Would you like to work directly in the Cardano blockchain or even in the Cardano ecosystem and help make the vision of Cardano come to life? Or would you like to find people for your team or just start your own project with the right people to actually support you and to be able to make Cardano a little bit better? Well, if that's your case, then I think you'll enjoy learning more about Cardano Talent. In fact, I think that's a project you really need to learn more about because basically, with Cardano Talent, if in case you're looking for a job, you can just enter in their Discord, share a little bit more about yourself, your story, and actually engage with people that have teams, projects, and are building in the Cardano blockchain. And you might find some really interesting job opportunities there, while if you're a founder, you have a project, an idea, and you want to make it come to life, it will actually be a great place for you to meet people that can have the right skill set for the position you want. And besides that, are already pretty interested in Cardano, are passionate about this, and will likely give you 110% or even more working on your project. So, yeah, we have here the second part of the interview with the founder. So, stay tuned. As always, guys, nothing in this video is financial advice, only educational content. And here we come for the second part of the interview with the founder of Cardano Talent, Philip. And if you want to watch the first part whenever you finish this one, or even before, whatever you prefer, I'll leave it here at the top. It's a very interesting part where we dive deeper into what's Cardano Talent, how it all came up to life, and also a little bit more of the background of Philip. So yeah, if you want to know more about Cardano Talent, the team, the progress and everything, that's a great video. And in this one, we'll dive deeper into some more specific things like some advice on how you can find work on Cardano, and also what are the things that companies are really looking for and what you can do to actually maximize the chances of you getting hired and of you being able to actually work in the blockchain, even if it is Cardano or any other blockchain you enjoy. So yeah, let's get to it and we'll restart exactly at the place that we stopped from the last interview. For companies, the benefits would be like finding the right people, finding passionate people with the right skill set and in a easier way, you'd say.
Yes, I think that about sums it up. Right now, my experience is in Cardano, how people recruit or how they get jobs is word of mouth,
Yeah.
or like you just call your friends, or you know someone and they know someone, or you post jobs somewhere. It's quite difficult and it's quite random. It's
Yeah.
not so easy. Um, and also, let's say for Haskell, you find people that are Haskellers maybe, but they are not maybe so passionate about Cardano, let's say, or
Yeah.
so familiar with Plutus. Or if you find people from marketing, it's always a debate. Should I hire someone from the community who is passionate and maybe already knows people in the community, but doesn't have so much professional experience, or should I hire a professional marketer who never touched anything in crypto? uh, so that's kind of, I think we as an industry are still finding ground, like how to deal with these things at all times. So again, what would be ideal? You're looking for someone, you come to the server. If you cannot afford Cardano Talent service, to find someone for you, okay, you as a CEO, or as a, some high level leader in the project, you go through the server, you see what people are writing,
Yeah.
you see who is the most active, you have roles, you can see who is a professional in what. You reach out to those people and, hopefully find who you're looking for.
Yeah. Okay, very well. And you know, do you guys have like a notion already from the work you've been doing of what are the most important skills, the qualities that the companies are looking in potential hires and in people for their team?
Not really from Cardano Talent yet, but
Okay.
from my personal experience, you always need the developers, right? Developers are now
Mm,
the most, I would say, maybe expensive part or the most critical part. You need people who know what they are doing. You need people who you trust. A lot of founders maybe are not as technical, so they need someone they trust to not trick them or not do the job
properly.
properly, things like that. So developers still, not necessarily only smart contract developers. I think this is a common misconception, like that everybody is looking for a Plutus dev.
Yeah.
Yes, Plutus devs are sought after, but not as much. I think the most difficult part right now in Cardano development is this off-chain component. Connecting these smart contracts and supporting logic with the backend of the dApp of the website or the mobile application. So you need someone who knows some backend, some language in the backend, but also you need someone who understands some Cardano basics. They need to know UTXOs. They need to know what the blockchain does. What is a fork, rollbacks happening, things like that. You need someone. These are just off the top of my head examples. You need someone who is at home with that and who can use these concepts and build the logic in the back end.
Yeah.
That's sometimes tough to find, but also let's not forget, again, great community managers. Community manager can make or break a project for you. You have these people who are extremely active, who are managing the community's expectations, who are just great.
Yeah. Setting the
Then
tone for the
set
interaction. So,
setting the tone, calming people down. There's always FUD going on and sharing this and attacks, especially when the price is involved, etc. You need
yeah.
people for marketing to speak in that tone to market your brand, your company, to present it. You need business developers for partnerships, for investments. You need finance professionals. Someone needs to make this tokenomics of your project. Someone needs to
Yeah. That's also
decide
important.
decide how much of the token sale are you going to sell, whether it's going to be a public sale, a private sale, an ICO, an ISPO, or there's a lot of points. Legal, again, is very important. If you're issuing a token, where are you issuing it? There's now a lot of talks about regulation. There's MiCA coming in Europe. SEC is now quite
Yeah.
repressive. So it's all very important, and I think most people just talk about the price and trading, and there's a whole machinery under that is very often completely missed.
Yeah, for sure, and especially sometimes and more in the past, I would say sometimes the businesses in Web3 are more like a little bit less organized and more like, hey, let's build these with friends, and that's how it starts. And sometimes it evolves, but a lot of the times that's how it starts. But I think as the industry matures, probably what will happen is the companies will also become increasingly more professional from the get go, like startups in the Web 2 world that are now extremely professional from the get go. So there will be even a, a bigger need, I would say, to hire the best talent, to have processes in place for all the areas that we talked about, and not just come out, for example, with a random tokenomics that's just similar to a project that we saw and think it's good. but
Exactly, and I mean, I'm trying not to pitch working on Cardano too much, because I feel that people who want to work on Cardano should make that decision themselves.
yeah,
But just to contradict myself a little bit, I will pitch it a little bit, because uh, Cardano is a niche of crypto, which
yeah,
is a niche of the IT space. Like, if you look at the whole IT space, the whole crypto is a very small part of that. And then if you look at the whole crypto part, Cardano is a very small part of that. Let's be real, it's compared to Ethereum, compared to other EVM chains, Cardano is very small, right? And simply there is not so many people who are willing to be professionals in this space. So that gives us a competitive advantage that you simply don't have as much competition as you would have in other areas, right? Take me for example. I always do that, right? I'm a technical project manager in a DeFi product on Cardano, right? Uh, with my, let's say, 2 years of professional experience. If I was gonna be a technical project manager in Google or in, let's say, some IT project that is much bigger or famous, when you go for an interview, there's 100, 500 people interviewing for that job, right? When you're in Cardano, it's like you and a few more, right? The competition is simply you gain an advantage because there's simply not so many people doing that. So that's my preposition is this is a very good time to do that. And even if you fail, even if you don't get any job, even if you fail completely, you still have the knowledge, you still have understanding, and no one can take that away from you. And it's transferable either to other crypto related, blockchains. You can go work in Polkadot, in Cosmos ecosystem, Ethereum, whatever you like. You're not losing anything. So that, from the risk perspective, it's a much lesser risk than it would be just to trade.
Yeah, that's true. And who knows, maybe nobody wants you, but you decide to start your own company. That is a
Sure.
solution as well, and that knowledge will be for sure transferable and very useful. Okay, really cool. But and I don't know if you, for the work that you've done already and all the people you have in your server, have you been able to assess the skills that most job seekers that are in Cardano Talent have?
Job seekers. Okay. Well,
Yes.
there's a. I feel like there's a clear distinction between a lot of these people who are relatively inexperienced but very passionate.
Okay.
So there's a lot of those people. I was like that in the beginning. They're they're scared to take that leap, to leave their career, to leave their normal job to kind of try and do this on Cardano, and for good reason. You're scared, you don't know if you're gonna make money, you don't know. And then the other extreme is you have these people who are very, very professional, experienced scientists, even in some areas, who don't really need Cardano talent, honestly, to find work, right? You have people who are just so deep into it that they can maybe choose or just say, okay, well, I'm going to work on this or I'm going to work on that. um, the middle is kind of difficult to find, I would say. I would consider maybe myself in the middle, where I'm not a complete beginner. I have some experience really in the ecosystem, but I'm not even close to being like a huge expert. But it's very important to find that middle, because look at the projects that exist now on Cardano. Like there's, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 50 projects that come off the top of your head that are building something in DeFi or in oracles or in, all of these projects have to have people in those projects, right? Imagine that if there are 20 projects, there are 20 CEOs. There are 20 people at least working on marketing. There are at least 20 people doing community management, probably more. There are at least 40, 50 developers in different languages and all of that, right? And those people are now gathering the experience that we all expect at one point that the prices go up. When the prices go up, simply because of inertia, there will be a lot more projects, there will be a lot more money floating around, there will be a lot greater need for people to work, right?
Yeah.
And in that right now we are at the stage where kind of things are quiet, everything is down, projects are not really hiring, everybody's kind of
Yeah.
keeping their hands close to their chest. but it will flip at some point. And I think it's clear that it will flip at some point. And you want to be positioned well when that happens. Because then suddenly, even a little bit of experience and a lot of goodwill takes you a long way.
Okay, very much. So that would be the advice you'd give to people looking for a job in the cryptocurrency industry, or anything else you would say to them? What is most important for them to do right now to increase their chances of, getting hired for the Cardano blockchain?
Uh, my advice would be, as always, learn as much as you can. Keep an open mind. Uh, I strongly believe that you can learn something from anyone. You can hear anyone's story, uh, and just take in all of that knowledge. Don't be afraid to experiment, test. If you're not a dev, it doesn't matter. Play around with these dev tools that are now getting quite simpler, like Demeter.run from TX Pipe is a great example, where in 5 minutes you can mint an NFT, or your native token, right? Play around with it. It's not that difficult. Break those fears. If you're really a dev, try to get yourself out there. If you don't have any online presence, make a Twitter account, post something from time to time, see, network yourself, get to know people. If you can afford, go to physical events. That's also a great experience. If you can afford, going to Cardano Summit this year, it's in Dubai. It's not going to be the cheapest thing in the world, but if you can afford, go. There are also local events. Try to find local events in your country, in your community. If you can't not even do that, Catalyst has a town hall on a weekly basis on Wednesdays. Go join the Zoom call, talk with people, discuss, learn. Cardano is in that way very, I would say, good. You can very easily meet people, get introduced to people, find people who think alike, and that goes a long way, especially in the beginning.
Okay, good advice. Doing the most they can for networking, meeting people, and also learning about the blockchain, and
Yeah,
probably trying to get some experience in what they are trying to be hired. I don't know if they want to be marketers, if they can do something
definitely.
on that side good.
Definitely look for some small bounties. Catalyst Swarm always has some bounties. I think Singularity Net does as well. Look for these small jobs, small gigs, what you can do and get rewarded with 50 ADA, 100 ADA, or some native token. You're not really doing it for the money. You're just doing it for the experience and for, to get the hang of, okay, how is it done? Am I good? Am I bad? uh,
Yeah,
doing one of these bounties can get you recommended for something bigger.
yeah.
It's very important to do something about it. If you're just sitting in your chair thinking, oh, it would be great if I did this, it's not going to happen by itself. So just doing some small things really can go a long way.
Okay, just be brave and
Yeah.
proactive and show that you're interested in this and you want to go
Yes.
ahead. Yeah,
Also, just to be clear, I'm not suggesting people quit their jobs and just do this.
yeah,
But like, if you
on their
if you
free
have
time, like
if you have an hour a week, 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, I don't know. Everybody has different schedules. Read up on things, send someone a message, join a call,
yeah,
and see where it leads.
yeah.
See how passionate it makes you. If it makes you tired, if you hate it, then
It's probably not
okay,
for you.
it's not for you, and nothing wrong in that.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if you're here and if you're watching this video, or if you're probably into Cardano, if you
Probably,
want
yes.
about Cardano talent, you're probably into this already. So if you spend your time watching videos, learning already, it's just another step forward to get yourself out there, networking.
Yeah,
For me, that's how I started. I started watching videos on YouTube, then reading stuff, learning
of
everything I
course.
could, and then one day I ended up going to an event here in the community, and it started progressing until to the point that I thought, yeah, I really want to do videos about blockchain, Cardano, decentralization, and all of that. And I started, and yeah, I mean, I do it for the people and for myself as well. So that's what people should do as well, right?
That's a great story, and I think there are a lot of stories like that in the Cardano ecosystem. And yeah, I also, if I can help somehow more directly, there will be contacts in the description. Feel free to send an email, join the server, ask on Twitter. Feel free to contact on any way you can.
So, anything else you think it is important? Any message you'd like to pass? Anything that you think we should talk about and we haven't spoke about yet?
No, actually, I think we kind of
Did everything.
we went through it all. Again, I would just say it's a great time to learn about this field right now. It's a great time to position yourself to be uh, to be a professional in this space.
That's true. Even just as an investor, it's a great time to learn right now. You know, there's so
we all
many
started we all
projects.
started as investors. I would say
Yeah,
99% of people started as investors.
yeah,
And just reading up on it and find something that you like. If you're more technically inclined, yeah, play with the CLI, play with Akin, play with Lucid, play with these libraries, program something, code something simple. If you're more scientifically inclined, read the scientific papers, if that's your thing, great. If you're an economist or a marketer, do that. Follow these big accounts, make analysis,
yeah. Exactly.
find something that drives you, that is interesting to you, and do it. And at some point, I'm sure that either someone will appreciate it, or it can become a product of your own work, which is even better.
Yeah, that's true. You can even build something that's useful and people want to use it simply because, yeah, it brings value. That's really true. Really cool. So basically, Philip, as I understand, you started this project on your own time, right? You guys are not getting paid anything, you and your team, and you're just doing this out of a passion as well and out of believing that there's a lot of good people in Cardano, a lot of talent that is not being used and taken advantage of, I would say. And then you can meet, the people that need workers with people that are in fact passionate. And
Yeah.
that's a great mix, because, if you're passionate about what you're doing, you usually do better work and you learn more, you evolve faster, even if you don't know everything yet. So yeah, I think it's very good for the community, for people who want to be a part and make a difference, and also for companies. I think instead of just hiring the friends, maybe they can have other choices with some interesting skill sets as well.
Yes, and we are betting that the ecosystem will grow, because
Yeah,
right now, to be perfectly honest, right now at the size of this ecosystem, you don't really need a special Discord server to source talent for you, right?
yeah,
In my free approximation, this is just in my mind. I have no data that supports this, but I would say that really people who full time work on Cardano, if you remove IOG, Mergo, and Cardano Foundation,
yeah.
I would say that that's maybe low thousands, 1,000, 2,000 people in the world. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But someone who is self-sustaining,
Yeah,
just working in this
just from
ecosystem,
this,
there's not a lot of people, right?
I would
And you
agree. Yeah,
and you can be, maybe it's even too generous. Maybe it's 500. I don't know,
yeah,
right? And if you can be within those 1,000 people, 2,000 people, or 500 people, that gives you an enormous edge,
yeah,
right? That gives you an enormous edge for future, because if this ecosystem grows, and we hope and want and bet on it that it will grow, once it gets to 10,000 professionals, 50,000, 100,000, etc., etc., suddenly you are the one who is, much more experienced,
yeah,
much better, and much more valuable.
yeah. You're the specialist basically at the time because you're
Yes.
working on it 24/7, and then you can, really make a difference and really, decide whatever you want to work in because you'll have the experience to do so.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And
for
the
sure.
ecosystem is still small enough that you can reach basically anyone. If you want to speak with any one of the founders of the projects, you can. whether online or in Twitter space or in some event or physically. If you go, you can shake the hand and just talk with
Yeah.
people. It's still small enough to do that. If it happens, what we all hope that it will happen in a few years, you won't be able to, right? You can't really now go to a founder of, I don't know, Uniswap and just hang out with him, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's different. Maybe you can. I don't know. I really don't know. But my point is, it's not so easy anymore. But now, if you want to speak with a founder of a DeFi project in Cardano, you can meet him at a Twitter space. You can ask a question, things like that.
Yeah, sometimes even just I don't know. I've made videos where sometimes the founders came and just commented or something, which is not usual, as you can
Yes.
imagine. In other larger ecosystems, they usually don't see, or if someone comments, it's just someone from the company. So yeah, we are at a very early stage, and that is positive, I would say. Exactly.
Yes, we can look at it as an obstacle. We can say,
Yeah.
it's such a small ecosystem and all of that. Or you can look at it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, you get to meet these people. You get to meet these people when they are struggling to grow their companies, and you get to help them, and you get to be a part of that story.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. It's really exciting, and if you like blockchain, you're doing something that's worth it with your life, right? Well, thank you so much, Philip, for this. I guess we'll keep in touch, and hopefully, one day we'll talk about progress, updates, how is Cardano Talent going, or any other project you have. Exactly, you're
Sure.
also working for Genius Yield, so who knows?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so thank you so much, and
Thank you very much for having me.
have a nice day.
I hope you honestly enjoyed this interview as much as I did. I think it was very interesting, and I think it's exciting the possibilities that are opening up in the Cardano blockchain. And you, if you opt to work in the Cardano blockchain and try to find a job, you can really be a pioneer in the Cardano blockchain. And a few years from now, you can be one of the most experienced persons working on Cardano, and that may actually give you the power to choose in which projects you want to work and to choose which kind of impact you want to do within the Cardano blockchain and the Cardano ecosystem, which I think is amazing, a great privilege. So definitely something for you to consider. But yeah, meanwhile, of course, that's not the only way that you can impact and actually have a positive effect on the Cardano blockchain. You can also be a part of the governance and more specifically of the members based organization. And if you want to know more about how it works, I'll leave here at the end screen a video explaining everything you need to know and all the information we have at the moment about the members based organization. So, yeah, that's something you should definitely watch. And on my side, I'll see you there.